Hello, I'm going to demonstrate a lesson on Pythagorean theorem, and this lesson I would specifically use in an 8th grade math classroom. And this is kind of a day 2 part of the lesson. Day 1 would be introducing Pythagorean theorem and what it is and how we apply it to a right triangle and finding the sides or the hypotenuse. Day 2 is what I'm going to demonstrate to you, and this is more of an activity rather than taking notes and doing practice problems. So what I would do for this day 2 lesson is when the kids would come in, they'd have some review warm-up problems, probably about 3 problems of find the side of this right triangle using the Pythagorean theorem or find the hypotenuse. Then I would pass out a packet that would have the directions to our activity, their worksheet that they have to show their work on, and then a key to help them solve their problems. So what the activity is clue. So this is the directions that they would get, and clue is the objective. It is your job, detective, to figure out the murder. You must find who the murderer is, the murder weapon, and the location of the murder. To help you solve the murder, there are clues everywhere in the house. Good luck, detective. So the directions are they're all over the house, which is the classroom. There are red, blue, and orange Pythagorean theorem problems. So these would be placed prior all over the classroom. Each color pertains to a particular part of the murder. You must solve the problem correctly to receive the clue about the murder, and once all the problems are completed, you will have solved the murder. So these red, blue, and orange cards would be placed all over the classroom, and as you can see, some are easier and then some are more challenging. So there's definitely a range of difficulty. And then these would be posted all over the classroom. Students in their packet would get a kind of chart like this. So they solve all of their red problems in the red box, all of their blue problems in the blue, and all of their orange in the orange. And what happens is when they solve a problem, they will get an answer. And if they get the correct answer, they will match it up to their key and get the correct letter. When they get the correct letter, they place it in whatever problem they solved and get a part of their clue. So once all of the problems are solved around the classroom, they should get the correct answer to the murder, I guess mystery you could say. So who, weapon, and location. So as they're solving these problems, I would be walking around the classroom, checking up on them, being there if they have any questions or how do you solve this problem. And then when they are finished, they have to come to me with their answer to the murder mystery, and then I would check to see if their answers match up with mine. Once they're finished, they will hand it in to me as kind of like a graded assessment, so I can understand where they are at with this particular content area. So I would collect their work on completion and accurately solving the problems to see if they understood it or not. The reason why I demonstrated this lesson to you is because I think it really is a fun, interactive lesson for the students to do. They are learning about the Pythagorean theorem maybe a day or 2 prior, and this could be kind of like at the conclusion of that particular section of the unit. This is a wrap-up of whether they understand Pythagorean theorem or not, and it's not them just sitting down in their desks working on a worksheet or listening to me lecture, which I'm not a fan of. I am a huge fan of having students get up and interact with one another and move around the classroom, so this is a perfect example of one of those lessons.